I'm gay, so I can't have certain friends. What's going on, y'all? You already know who it is. Just Shayla. And I'm back with another video. What's good, y'all? You know what I'm saying? I'm back, baby. And this video is going to be about my coming out story. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of questions in my Q&A about, like, you know, me coming out and all that to my family and how things went, stuff like that. But let's get right into this video. All right, y'all. So I came out to my mom probably about mad years ago. I was in like the 7th grade or something like that. I came out to my mom. It was like, we was on break. It was like a break, like one of those like holidays. It was like a holiday where you get like one day off or whatever. And the reason why I had came out to my mom was because my brother, one of my brothers used to always be like, every time we get into it, yo, I'm gonna tell mom, that's what I'm gonna tell mom, you gay. I'm gonna tell mom you gay. And I used to be like, so tell mama, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. But I really did care, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, my family grew up in the church. You know, we grew up in the church. We came up in the church. So, you know what I'm saying? It was hard for me to just come out and say I like girls. I knew I liked the girls back when I was in like 1st or 2nd grade, because I always wanted to be like my oldest brother. Shout out my oldest brother, Jay, you know what I'm saying? So I always wanted to be like him, you feel me? And but I never said nothing. When I got in, I never known anybody that was gay at that time, in like 1st grade or whatever. So as I got older, I think I was like in the 5th grade, I had met somebody that was gay. She was an adult. I'm just leading up into, like, you know, how I ended up getting to my mom and like how I discovered I was gay, because that was in the question as well. So I had never well, I met somebody in like 5th grade. She was an adult, and you know, she was a stud like me, like tomboyish and shit. I just say tomboy because I never knew nothing about a stud at that age, and I was like 5th grade. You know, like we was like hang out and stuff like that. You know, she confided in me about things, and I felt, you know what I'm saying? It was just like she was real cool. So I guess I saw myself in her. So I'm like, dang, you know, it is other people out here like me, you know. So 6th grade, I believe it was either 6th or 7th. I think 7th grade, I told my mom. So I was living out being like gay in middle school. It's like in 5th grade, like I liked girls, but I never said nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? So I just had like little boyfriends and stuff like that. And but I would always be looking at girls, but because I never knew nobody that was gay. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like whatever. So once I got into like middle school or whatever, I had the finest girls in school, you know what I'm saying? And people used to talk so much mess about me being gay, bro, like, because at that time I didn't care if people knew in school, you know what I'm saying? But outside of school, I was just still being like, you know, keeping it on the hush. So they used to talk so much mess about me. And then I would come home and be sad about it, and, you know, I tell my mom, like, Mom, these people keep calling me gay. I'm not gay. You know, they just keep talking about me and stuff like that, even though I knew I was gay, but it was still hurting my feelings, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I was already the only person out. And then, you know what I'm saying, everybody want to be talking shit about me. So I told my mom, and she just like, don't worry about it. So at that time, you know, I had girlfriends, like all that. And then, as I said, getting back into what I said at the beginning, my brother, he would tell my mom, tell me like, oh yeah, I'm gonna tell mom you gay, like if I like made him mad or did something. So now it's just be like, I don't care, tell mama. And he'd be like, okay. So later on, I'd be like, so you really gonna tell mama I like girls? And he'd be like, no, I ain't gonna tell her. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So eventually I just got sick of like just lying and stuff like that. I got tired of like hiding it, and I got tired of like, it was just weighing on me. You know, it was like, man, it was a lot. Trying to be, trying to keep who you are on the inside and not living in your truth is hard. It's very hard. Like, it's like, man, I don't even know what to describe it, but I was young, but it was very hard for me because I've always been like who I am. I don't care what people say about me, but at that point, I was like, I was real young, and I was scared because, like I said, nobody in my family. I didn't know anybody in my family that was that way. So when I told my mom, I told my mom like she was doing her hair in the mirror or whatever, and I walked in, and she was just like, I had on like some jean shorts and like a shirt or whatever, and I think my mom suspected I was gay because when I walked in, she was just like, "Why are you always dressing like that?" And I was like, "Because I want to." I either say because I want to or because I like to. One of those. I'm pretty sure I probably said because I like to or want to. One of those. My mom said, "So you trying to say you flip the script? You jumped the boat?" And I was like, "Yup." At that time, I knew I was gonna tell her. So I heard my second oldest brother was tell our younger brother, "Shayla, you heard Shayla tell mama she gay? She like girls." So my mom was like, "So are you doing this because of me? Like, is this because of me?" Like, I was like, "No." Like, I was like, "How would I do it because of you? You're not gay, whatever." And my mom was like, basically, I don't know what she said. She went and asked my brother. She stopped doing her hair, and she asked my brothers, like, "Did y'all know she was like it? Did she like girls and stuff?" And they was like, "No." No, we didn't know. Our oldest brother, he was at work, and our stepdad at the time, he wasn't there either. I think he was at work or something like that. So it was just us three. And I just felt like, okay, there was a weight lifted off my shoulder. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just had to let it out. And at that time, it was cool. I believe that was a Monday. Yeah, it had to be. That was a Monday. So we went to the movies or whatever. And when we picked up my oldest brother, my mom asked him, like, "Did you know your sister liked girls?" Or whatever. And he was like, looked at me. No, ma, I didn't know. Because I guess they thought they was going to get in trouble for not telling my mom or whatever. And as I said, we was all in the church. So, it wasn't going to go well, whatever. So my mom told my stepdad, whatever. I think my mom was low-key kind of sad about it or whatever, but it is what it is at that time. I didn't care. I told my mom. So at that point, when I told mom, I was like, I don't care who know now. So the next day was church. We had church. We used to have church on Tuesdays and Thursdays during the week. And so on Tuesday, my mom stood up and she basically said she said, I just want to thank the Lord for being with me in a situation that I thought that I probably would have. Basically, like she thought she was gonna have a different reaction than what she did, and she felt like she handled the situation the correct way. And then she turned around and looked at me, and I looked around and I seen some of my family members looking at me. So I'm like, damn, she done told them, like, okay. So that was that. Then that Sunday, my aunt, she calls me into she was like, "Yo, I want to talk to you, so come to my house after church or whatever." So I'm like, okay. I kind of figured what she was going to be talking about, but, it was like, whatever at this point. I don't care. My mom knows, so it is what it is. So I go to my aunt's house, and she has this little room that we call the conference room, because when she want to talk or whatever and have meetings, she would take you into this extra room where it's a couch and all this other stuff in there. And so she was basically like, "So I heard that you like girls or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "You don't like girls, baby. You don't like girls. Have you ever kissed a girl?" At that time, I had done a lot with girls before. I did a lot. But I didn't want to say, so I was like, "No." So she was like, "Well, then you don't like girls." And I'm thinking, like, yes, I do. Trust me, I do. But then she was just like, "No, you don't like girls or whatever." So I was like, okay. So we ended that conversation, whatever. So once I transitioned from from middle school to high school. Okay, wait. So then 8th grade came. So I think I was in the 7th grade when I told my mom. Yeah, 8th grade came. And I went to Georgia for the summer. And my mom, I guess she had already told my granddad or whatever. And I told my granddad, my granddad said, "So you like girls or whatever?" I was like, "Yeah." And I showed him a picture of my girlfriend at the time or whatever. He was like, "Okay, she's cute, whatever." But, he just was like, whatever about it. He was older. Me and my granddad was very close. So it may seem that my family was accepting. I think they was just trying to process it all and thought it was a phase or whatever. But as I got older into like high school and things like that, that's when things started to change. Not that I wouldn't say they treated me like really bad, but at that time I started feeling like the black sheep, like because I felt like me being who I am was like worse than anything anybody else was doing in my family, and I didn't like the way that made me feel. So when I got into high school, my mom started realizing like, dang, she really likes girls. And in high school, I dibbled and dabbled with dating guys and stuff like that just to appease my family. But I never really was like into like dudes like that. Like I never really, they just never was like for me. So I'm getting older and stuff like that, and I guess my mom's like, we got to do something about this. So I'll never forget that my mom had a meeting with me. So this was more like a pray to gay away type of thing. She had a meeting. It was me, my brother's cousin, which was kind of like my cousin, whatever, because we both were studs. We both was like the studs in the church or whatever. And her mom had her come to the church, and me come to the church after the church was over. This was on a Sunday. This was my 9th grade year, and they had the senior pastor, the assistant pastor, my mom, my stepdad, her mom, and her, and then like I think it was like a couple of other people there, and they basically was like praying and all this other stuff, like, and he was like, you all are pretty girls, you shouldn't be like this and stuff like that. And I'm just like, are you serious? Like, what the hell? Why is you whatever? So that made me like a little distant from my mom, and like just like, why are you trying to make me feel like who I am is like this bad person or like whatever. So this is my mindset as a kid. So I didn't understand it. Like it just, I don't know, it drew a wedge between my mom. Even though my mom was like speaking and we was fine, but in the inside I just I couldn't handle it. So that was 9th grade. 10th grade, I think it was the 10th grade. I don't think we really had any like whatever, because I can't remember. But what I do know is my mom, like, if she seen me sitting by somebody who was a stud, like if I was at a basketball game and we were sitting there and she was there, she would come and sit between us. And that right there, or she wouldn't let any of my stud friends come inside like the house and stuff like that. And I'm just like, they're not even the type of girls that I like. And at that time, I grew rebellious. I was more like rebellious and more disrespectful. Like, that time, I was just like, talking back to my mom. Because I'm like, here's my brother who had a baby in his senior year. And all I am is just gay. And he getting like, whatever. But when it comes to me, I'm gay. So I can't have certain friends. You want to, I just didn't like that at all. That jump made me like, man, like, damn, my family, just everybody, not my cousins and stuff like that, because all my cousins, they all cool and stuff, but like the older people that was in the like church, I just didn't like the way it made me feel. And then with my grandfather, like me and my grandfather, we was really close. This is my granddad on my dad's side. We was like super close, but when I would see him, he would like have like slick comments to say and stuff like that. Like, oh, now I don't have no granddaughters. All I got is grandboys, and things like that. I'm his only granddaughter, so it's just like, damn, like y'all making it seem like what I'm doing is like, I don't know, just like I done committed murder or something. So I didn't feel like I was unconditionally loved at that time. So it kind of broke me down. Like, it really broke me down, which was easy, which is why it was so easy for me to like move out, So I moved out of my mom's, and I was at my mom's house for like a few months, and then after that I moved to California. So in 2009 is when my mom finally just realized, like, okay, I'm not gonna see my daughter again if I can't, come to grips with the fact of who she is, if I can't accept her for who she is. Because at that time, I had been married and everything. I skipped some years, but, at that time, I hadn't seen my mom in like 2-3 years. 2 or 3 years, 2 or 4. I don't know. I hadn't seen my mom in a while. And because I was in a relationship, and my mom basically was like, well, you could come and visit and stay, but what are they gonna do? Because at that time I was married. My son's mom, she had who I was dating, she had a son, and we was raising him as a family. So I'm like, well, if they can't come and stay, then I'm not coming either. So it took my mom like 2 years for her to realize, like, damn, I'm about to lose my daughter, you know. I'm not gonna see my baby no more. This is my only daughter. Like, I gotta figure it out. So she had her, you know, she found it in herself to be like, you know what, I have to show you love because, you know, God loves us all. So my mom's, she decided, and, you know, got it to herself, like, I love my daughter, and, you know, I'm gonna love who she loved. So ever since then, since like 2009, my mom, of course, she wants me to be with a guy. She wants me to be with a man, I'm sure, a lot of them. But my mom also respects me. She just respects who I'm with. She doesn't disrespect who I'm with. She lets me, I can bring them around, stuff like that. She knows. And that's just what it is. That's my coming out story. It was kind of hard because I knew people didn't, you know, they didn't want me to be who I am. You know, they went off the Bible and stuff like that and what the Bible says and stuff. And, you know, basically it felt like they was trying to condemn me for being who I am. But I've always been the person who can stand alone. And I'll be fine just standing alone. But it feels good to stand where other people stand with you as well. But if I had to stand alone, I wouldn't feel bad. I would be okay, you know. So that's pretty much my coming out story. It was hard, but, you know, I had to, as I got older, I had to think, you know, not see things from their perspective of, like, why my mom felt this way she felt, why, you know, my grandfather, like, why everybody felt the way they felt. And I understand why. They never dealt with or knew nobody that was close to them that had, you know, that was gay. But, you know, it is what it is. My family loves me. We have a good relationship. Me and my mom are like best friends. I'm good with everybody in my family. So nobody in my family comes to me about who I am or nothing like that or treats me any different. And if they are saying anything, they're not saying it to me, so I wouldn't know. But that's the end of this video. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Tell me, you know, some of your stories, or, like, you know, if you got any other suggestions of what you want to see on this channel, you know what I'm saying? Drop it in the comment below. You know what I'm saying? Share this video. Get this video a thumbs up if you messing with it. You know what I'm saying? If you understand, if you know somebody who been through the same thing as me. You feel me? Man, but don't forget, man, I'm back with another video. I'm coming back. I'm telling you, I'm coming back. It's gonna be bangers, a whole lot of bangers. We revamping the page. I'm revamping this page. It's gonna be different. This channel is gonna be lit. Trust me. Have fun. And if you don't have fun, at least be careful. Peace.